What's up, everybody? Kyle Merla here with Vanishing Magic. We're here with the creator of Awestruck, Adam Elbaum. Adam is a fantastic creator, and this is his brand new effect. And now, Adam, say hello. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Uh, Now, just for people who may not be familiar with your work, because I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe you have a lot of stuff on the magic market or anything, right?
This is actually the first
Okay.
I'm officially commercially releasing. I've done lectures and stuff like that, but I've never actually released a trick before.
Awesome. So for people who don't know you and your work, because you're a magician, of course, but you also do a lot of other things, can you just give us a kind of a brief history of who you are?
I've been doing magic for over 27 years, I think. I'm a Tannen's Magic Camp alumni. I've been there for I went to camp for 5 years, and I was a counselor for I think now 18 years.
Wow.
I think about magic way more than I ought to, but I don't do it professionally, although I do some element of professional where people occasionally pay me or I do a dinner show, but I'm an entrepreneur. I have a lot of different weird businesses, and that's basically what I do.
Awesome. So I'm assuming most people have seen the Awestruck trailer by this point, but for those who haven't, can you just give us a brief summary of what the effect is?
Sure. The idea is a card is thought of, no coercion. It's a really fair selection, and then equally fair. You can tell people in advance that you have a prediction in your wallet. You can even sort of show them if you want. And you reach into your wallet and you show them that written on a post-it note or on a little piece of paper is exactly the prediction, however you want it.
Great.
I mean, you can alter the presentation a little bit depending, but ultimately that's the effect.
And just to be clear, for those who, in the trailer, Vanishing put a full performance. So, and that's really what you get. Those people weren't pre-showed or set up or anything like that. That is what the effect is. But just to clarify, it is 100% free choice of what card they name. Yes.
Yes. In theory, I try to steer people away from aces and stuff like
Sure.
that, so they don't, because I want it to be an impossible prediction. So when they go home. When they go home thinking about how did he do that, I don't want them to say, "Well, everybody probably picks the aces."
Well, yeah, of course, but for the most part, it's a free, you're not forcing them. You're not doing a top force to force them a card. They're merely thinking of a card, and it's a free choice.
Yeah,
And it's not really like an equivoque or magician's choice or
other than steering them away from aces and usually queens, it's a completely free choice.
Right. And then what's really great is that when you pull out the wallet, which is a normal, it's a wallet that you can put your money in and your credit cards.
Yeah.
The prediction, which I just so happen to have one, the prediction, they can actually pull it off themselves and they can keep the
you
paper.
take it out of the wallet.
Right.
I like to stick it on a business card. We designed the wallet intentionally so you can pull it out very easily. But I like the idea. We have various versions on the DVD, but I like the ones where it's actually on the back. So it builds, because the trick is
right,
so
which is what
straightforward.
happens in the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, and the trailer actually shows the one that I do most often with the Your card, and then it's actually on the back.
Sure.
Just because it's so directed, it's almost too perfect that it almost needs some dramatic build, because otherwise it's just wait, I just saw real magic. So
Sure.
I like to oh, that's impossible, but I actually did it. You know what I mean? So it has that, Tom Mariz talks about with the graphs and the
Sure, of course.
stuff like that.
And then the actual effect, it comes with everything you need, literally everything, even the post-it notes, so you don't have to construct, unlike a lot of magic these days, there's no gluing and taping and things like that.
Correct. You have to write on the post. For full disclosure, we don't provide the pen, and you have to write on the post-it notes whatever you want, however you want to predict it, whether you draw a playing card or write out the playing card, and we discuss all the different ways and the benefits and advantages. But yes, so you do have to do that, so it's in your handwriting. But other than that, no. It's
not. But it comes, like I said, it even comes with the pad of notes, which
Correct.
is great,
Yeah.
so you don't have to go out and buy that.
There's no arts and crafts.
Yeah. It comes with the wallet and everything else you need for, and the thing in the wallet's actually, I believe. Go ahead.
Actually, to be completely fair, even though it is ready to work out of the box, I strongly encourage everyone who buys it to watch a DVD. And the first thing I do is a slight arts and craftsy thing to alter the wallet to make it even better. while it's not necessary, I think the whole thing works much smoother and easier and better if you do that. So I just don't want to misrepresent.
Sure, of course. And this is what this interview is about, is just to make sure everybody understands all the details.
Totally.
And the wallet is super well made, and I think it's real leather. I'm not sure.
It's definitely real leather. It's not like I have one here if you want me to grab it.
Sure,
But
go ahead.
Yeah, you want me to get it?
So I can see it.
Yeah, I have it right here. It's like a very nice. It's exactly the same kind of leather you would expect in a wallet of this kind. It's not like some Magic products I've seen and they came out in the wallet, or the leather is not so nice or whatever. It almost doesn't feel like leather. Feels like any other nice leather wallet. It has the flap and everything you would want.
And also, what's nice is that just like other wallet effects out there, like I said, this is a real wallet that you can carry around with you at all times. So therefore, when you go and end up doing your gigs, you don't have to switch out your debit cards and credit cards with your trick wallet or anything like that. This works like a real wallet and everything else. Can you tell us like a quick history about the effect? Like how'd you create it, when you came up with it?
Sure. I've been doing a version of this effect for literally over 10 years. I love this effect. It was one of the things I was most proud of. The reason I haven't released, I have a lot of magic trick ideas. The reason why this is my first commercial release is I just had no reason to. With this, I was using a makeshift wallet that was less than ideal. It sort of served the purpose, but not the way I really wanted it to. And it was a slightly different effect. I had Paul Veal came out to my house once, and he was here for a weekend. You're in Vegas,
Sure.
Paul. He's super inspirational and a lot of great ideas. And we were talking, and from the talks with him came this idea of using Post-it notes, which I loved. And I was like, he didn't suggest it; it just more something he said inspired that. And I was like, oh wait, I could probably do this. And then that changed everything. And in order to do that, I sort of had to have something made. And then I was like, well, if I release it, I could have this manufactured,
Sure.
and then selfishly I'll have one. So that's what happened, and yeah. Great.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Is there anything else that you want to say? I think we've answered most of the questions.
Yeah, I don't know what the other questions are, but it's very direct. That's why one of the main reasons I went with Vanishing Ink is I love their reputation,
sure.
And that it is straightforward stuff, and there's so much stuff out there nowadays that you watch the trailers and it really doesn't look as good, and this really is as good as it is, I think, anyway, and the reactions have been great.
I think one last thing I want to say, just for people maybe wondering about like the skill level, it's pretty easy. It involves a couple things, moves, I guess you would say, that most magicians already know and or already do. But besides that, it won't take very long to learn or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. The main sleight is pretty basic to intermediate, if you want to even call it that, and I'm sure you'll come up with your own way of doing it. I think the best part about it, I was talking to someone about this the other day, is the method is so different than the way stuff like this is traditionally done.
Sure.
And the sleight is so not something you would reconstruct, that you would associate with this kind of effect, that there's no heat on it. It's kind of in the background, because you're not looking, not that it's a double lift, but it's like, if you're doing an ambitious routine, people might be looking for a double lift.
Sure.
Where this is,
and I understand you're being a little vague and I totally agree with it. And when people, if you guys pick it up, they totally understand what you're saying as well, because that one move, which normally happens on the hottest moment of the effect, where all the heat is on the effect, this one happens during that same time, but you don't even know that's how the method is.
Right,
if that makes sense.
It's sort of all unrelated.
Yeah.
Hard to reconstruct. There's probably, you could argue that as the best tricks, there's multiple layers of deception and reasons this is so deceptive, because it's not all on one idea. There's several things that were considered that help make this so deceptive.
Yeah. Well, I think that answers probably most of the questions, because it's pretty direct. It's pretty simple and direct effects, so there's really nothing to really talk about too much anyway. But Adam, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully this helps people know more about Allstruck.
Yeah, thank you so much.